Morning friends, my name is Vivek and I would like to show you today how to take a backup on the BackupExec and how to configure backup and what are the components and what are the configuration options available. So today we are running here BackupExec 20.6 version. I'll show you how to check the version. You can go to the help and documentation section and you need to select about BackupExec. You can see I'm running here version 20.6 revision. So from there you can see the settings, and we have several methods also. If you are going to connect any other server with the BackupExec to run a backup, you can select here. You can connect to the BackupExec server and you can give the complete path and the name of the server, and then you can start with the connectivity with the domain account with the domain name. Right now you can see we have several jobs which has already been configured, and we have one BackupExec job still running, and it is a full backup. It is active now and it is running. It has completed around 677 GB, and we also have a job history logs where you can see what time and when it was cancelled and when was the backup was completed successfully. And you can see the status, and this is how I have erased. It shows that I have erased the tape, and the tape number is this. From which tape drive I have erased, it shows 0003, and everything you will find here under backup. And this log says that this time backup was completed successfully, and it says that completed percent 100%. When was it as completed? It shows the date and time when it was started and when it was ended. The time stamp is there already, and how long the backup was taken. I mean the time has taken for the backup. It says 20 GB and the 5 minutes the time duration it has taken, and the speed was, the job rate was around 4875 megabyte. So I would like to show you how to create a backup job. And the moment when you go to the second option, backup and restore, you will find underneath of that backup and restore option called backup, and you have to click on it, and you have to click on the backup to tape because we are running today backup on the tape. I will click on the backup to tape, and the moment when you click there, you will get an option like this. This is a wizard, and you have to mention the name of the backup and the job description, and underneath of this you will find on the right side edit button. You have to click there. This is a schedule time, what type of backup you are going to run. You have to give the job template name, write down the job name, and you can check the schedule recurrence. You have to click here. You have to click you can set the hours, days, weeks, months and years according to your convenience. I have selected day, and it is going to run every week, and the time which I have given 9 p.m. and it is going to be start at 21st of second, I mean February 2020, and you can set the calendar accordingly if you are going to choose any other date and any other month or any other specific date. And you can scroll down. You have plenty options available, and if you are going to run for hour, you can select the specific time. If you are going to run for a week, you have to choose Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If I'm going to run on days, it will not include Saturday, Sunday. You can select month, year. It's all up to you according to your convenience. If I am going to click on below, you can check run now, no recurring schedule. That means I am not going to schedule any of the job. You have to run immediately now. The moment when I click, the moment I am going to create a backup job, backup set. And the second option comes for the storage. It shows the priority. By default it is set to medium, and you can increase the priority level: highest, high, medium, low, and lowest. And here on the full shows the storage, the tape which I'm going to use here for today, that is LTO 00000014. This is the tape drive name, tape drive 0003, and this is the media set called retention policy. So you can set how long your data will remain. It should be 6 days, 4 days, and you are going to keep it for infinity, like for more than 10 years, 100 years. It's all up to you. It should not be get expire. It should not be expire. So according to your convenience, you can set your retention policy. Overwritten, like the moment when you enter the tape, if the tape is already been full and already been written, so what it will do, it will look for the free space. If there is no free space available, start writing. And append to media says that the very initial time, let's say if you have three, I mean out of 100% you still have 30% of free space available on the tape. So the moment I click on the append to media, overwrite in, if no appendable media is available, it will start looking at the free space, which is currently we have 30% of free space available on the tape. It will start writing on that 30%, and the data is still higher or big enough in a capacity of terabyte or GB. It will look for the free space. If it doesn't find any free space available, it will start writing on the, it will start overwriting the data which has already been written before. It will erase and write and start doing same behavior. If I'm going to click on the append to media, terminate job if no appendable media is available. So what it will do, it will look for the free space and start writing next to that data. If there is no free space available, let's say in my case, on the second case, we had 30% of free space. Now let's say if it has 30% free space available, it has already been written next backup, and it found that there is no data available after 30% writing. So it will terminate the job, it terminate the backup, and the backup will get failed. So this option, if you wanted to choose, like, you can protect the other data to being overwrite. So this method you can use if you are going to use a BackupExec for the backup. And if you are going to if the backup job get complete, you can select this option. What it will do, it will eject the tape drive after completing the backup job, and the other things are there also included. So it says that encryption type, what kind of encryption type you are using. Are you using any hardware or any software, anything? So if you are going to mention, you have to look for the encryption key for particular server. So you have to add the encryption key. An encryption key, something would be very different, and it is going to specifically for you, and until unless you are going to enter encryption key, you cannot restore the data from the tape. So you have to take care for the encryption key when you are going to add. This is the network. You can select the protocol version and what kind of interface you are going to use for the network. NIC card, any version, any protocol. You're going to use any IP version 4, IP version 6. And after this, there is a notification. Notification means like what kind of which user you wanted to add for the notification when the job get initiate and when job get successfully completed, or any activity happens, it will start giving you notification on the particular email address. So you can specify the name of the user and the recipient, and it will start giving you notification for the alerts and everything from here, from this option. You can manage, you can manage the recipient here, and let's say if I select one recipient, it will show you everything, how many recipients are available. You can edit the recipient, you can delete, and you can add a group recipient and edit the name of the recipient, and you can start doing the notification test and send the email, test email as a notification. And then once you receive the notification, you can configure it as a permanent basis, and he and she will be receiving the notification. And you can check the properties if it already been set. So let's say this is the server, and I'm going to see the notification. It will show you everything, the same thing here. This is the test run. You can enable it the moment when you are going to run a backup before that. So this test run will start whenever any backup get initiated. And this is the verification, and the moment when you completed the backup, it will go to the next option for the verification. And once the verification done, everything succeeded, so then you will see that the job is completed successfully. And if you find that if there is something wrong with the verification, it will show you as an error, and you will find a backup is not been completed, and you have to check everything on the verifications thing, if there is any missing part is there or not. So most of the people, they don't use this option, and it's set to do not verify the data for the job. So specifically, actually, it is recommended by the backup, I mean Veritas. So you have to understand everything, whatever the Veritas they have given to you, it is not going to useful all the time. So you have to understand the requirement. If the verify job is going to give you more time, it is taking you more time, so there is no use. So you have to understand the requirement, your requirement, because it has many other features available, so you cannot use every feature. So underneath of this, add open file, you can use the snapshot technology. You have to click on the snapshot technology. You can start what type of a snapshot you are going to use. It's an automatic system software copy, I mean software shadow copy. You're going to do other any hardware manufacturing, so technology you are using it, you can choose any of them. And for that, there's a specific services which need to be run on the server. You have to take care of that. It's supposed to be run every time. If the services is not running somehow, then the snapshot will not created, and the backup will not get initiated. So this is the thing which is very important to understand. If you are going to use any snapshot technology, the services of the Windows has to be run all the time. This is the disk based backup option you have to choose, and pre and post command. If you are going to run any other application to initiate the backup or anything else a part of the application, you can run the type the script here. It will indicate you, it will trigger and other applications when you are going to start the backup or when the backup get completed. So it will notification will trigger it to the other application, and that application will get stopped the moment when the backup gets started. And the backup when the backup get completed, the other application will get started. So somehow this kind of script will required somewhere, so you have to run the script. In case of SQL, if you are going to run any backup which is going to impact and from the backup, so you can run the script command, and the activity which is going on the other application will get stopped. And the moment when the backup is completed, the application will get started, so it will not give you any interruption. Somehow this kind of scenarios comes in environment, so to avoid that, you can use this option. Below that, there's an option called files and folders, so you can modify according to your environment, your NTFS file type, backup, and directory base, any directories based symbolic links, any remote storage. If you have, you can use any of the option for the snapshot backup. And below that there's a Microsoft Active Directory. You are using any um, option for the system state, you can choose according to your needed. And this is the Microsoft SQL option. If you are going to take any SQL backup, you can choose here where the backup gets supposed to be saved, and what type of technology you are using for this SQL backup. And you can click on OK. I already have a backup set which is already created, so I'm not going to create any new backup. And I'll show you here one backup job is already running, and the backup tape is tape drive 003. So this is the drive actually is and the backup set is backup name is backup, back job type is backup, and it is scheduled, so it is showing scheduled as a state. And some of the backups are already on hold, and the one backup is still running and has been completed around 697 GB. So it is going to show you here the date of the backup, when the backup has initiated and what time. And it has been scheduled for the every week or week. It will show you at what kind of backup you have selected. The selection of the backup it shows here, and the retention policy what you have selected shows here. For this it was infinity, the backup is not going to be expire and anytime. So you can set the priority which I have given at the moment for the one for my backup. It is only high, not highest. So according to the requirement you can choose. This is the storage option, and on this you can see that this is the tape drive, and this is the backup tape. It's already been completed. Actually my son has just come while I was recording this video, so he asked me to do some other thing, so that is why I was there. Anyway, so the tape drive, it shows the name 003, and the tape which is already insert into the tape drive, it says that LTO 000014, and the state is active in tape drive. It shows the storage type, and the active alert, how many alerts we have at this moment. We have 121 alerts, and it is an error. You can see there's a alerts available, and this is the warning sign, and this is a type of alerts also asking for the new tape need to be insert. And same thing here, this is the all sets. It is saying that you have one cleaning media, you have a BackupExec and Windows NT type of backup which is running for foreign media, type of like retention policy which is keep data for 4 days, keep data for 6 days, keep data infinity. This is not allowed. And retire media and scratch media. Retire media is this the media which is already damaged. It is not going to be used anymore, so you have to insert and place it in new media, a fresh media. And same for the scratch media. If something is wrong with the media, then there you have to place a new media into the tape drive. This is the reporting. You can set the report and you can see all the alerts, and this is the instant cloud recovery. From there you can actually, this time there's no Azure is configured into this. So is there any Azure, if there are any Azure going to be configured by me, I could have shown you here everything which is configured on the Azure server. So for now, thank you for watching my video for the BackupExec. Don't please try to subscribe my video if possible, if you like it, and please click on the ring bell. Once again, thank you very much for watching my video.